What's up, Trejo? It's your boy Matt.
It's your girl Kalani.
And today we're back with another lit video. Before we get started, make sure you go subscribe.
Turn notifications.
Give this video a big thumb up and smash
that
that
like
button.
button.
And make sure you turn on the post notifications, the little bell right next to the subscribe button, so you can be notified every single time we upload a new video. By the title of the video is Vlogmas Day number 18. And tonight is story night.
You already know that we're going to be reading a book, and it's called Santa in the City.
Yes, but she said. But before we get started, we're going to hit you out with the verse of the day. You ready, Kitty?
Yes.
You want to read it?
Yes.
So the verse comes from 1 John chapter 4, verse 7. And it says,
Beloved, let us love one. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is from God. Whoever loves has been born of God and knows God.
Okay, so it says, Beloved, let us love one another, for love is from God, and whoever loves has been born of God and knows God. So it's saying is, God is love, right? If you love somebody, it comes from God. Simple as that. You get some Jesus in your life. Okay? So let's get into the book. Right? And the book is, again, Santa in the City. Alright, and it is written by Tiffany D. Jackson, illustrated by Reggie Brown. Every year, Deja counted down the days, hours, minutes, seconds until Christmas. But some kids at school didn't believe in Santa like she did. If there is a Santa, how does he get into your apartment when there's no chimney? Deshaun asked. That sleigh can't fit nowhere and reindeer can't fly. And no one can live up at the North Pole. Carmen said, Face it, Deja, there's no Santa. Even if there was, he'd never visit us in the city.
Santa's real.
Yeah. That night, Mommy found Deja in her room crying. What's wrong, Deja? Mommy, tell me the truth. Is there really a Santa Claus? Of course there is, baby girl. But how does Santa get inside our house if we don't have a chimney? Mommy smiled. Deja, magic always finds a way. Come, let me show you. Right? Magic. That Christmas magic. She took Deja down to the first floor, where Mr. Clark was painting the front door. She pointed to the big keychain hanging off his tool belt. Santa's got a special keychain like our super Mr. Clark. His key is magic and opens up all departments in the entire world. Oh, Deja said, makes sense. Oh, Deja said, makes sense. Okay, but where does he park his sleigh? There's no free parking spots on our block at night, and ain't none of them big enough for 9 reindeers. Mommy laughed. He parks on the roof just like he does at everyone else's house. She took Deja by the hand and led her up on the top floor, pointing to the roof door. Do you know what Santa does here?
Huh?
Do you know what Santa does here?
Yeah.
Parks on the roof up there. See, Mommy said, Santa comes in through there. She showed Deja where Santa parked his sleigh and the old pigeon feeder. Mr. Clark used to give the reindeer a snack. Oh, Deja said, makes sense. Satisfied, Deja took the stairs back down to her apartment. As Mommy tucked her into bed and read her favorite Christmas book, Deja smiled. Deshaun and Carmen were wrong. Santa did come to their city.
Santa did come to us?
Yeah. Santa sure did. Let's see here. But the next morning, as Deja left for a day of Christmas shopping with Mommy, she couldn't help noticing how different her neighborhood looked from ones in her book. The buildings on her block didn't seem ready for Christmas. She tugged on Mommy's coat. If we can't decorate our building, how will Santa find us? Read that.
Huh?
Yeah.
The mayor puts up extra special lights all around the neighborhood, Mommy said, and we always put lights in our windows so Santa won't miss us. Oh, Deja said. Marcus since.
Oh, Deja said, makes sense. There was no R. Where'd the R from? Yeah. But as soon as they walked into the corner bodega, another question popped into Deja's head. And then another. And another. She almost didn't hear Mr. Ortiz say her breakfast sandwich was ready. Hey, little mommy, what's on your mind? Mr. Ortiz asked. Mr. Ortiz, can reindeer really fly? See, mommy, they're just like chickens. They can fly short distances, hopping from block to block till they reach our block. Oh, Deja said, makes sense. So everything's making sense to Deja.
Where's a plaza?
It's like a shopping center.
Oh.
But even later that afternoon, as Deja and mommy finished shopping, her head was so full of questions, she thought she might burst. She pointed to Santa Land and asked, okay, how can Santa be at King's Plaza, at Macy's, end up at the North Pole making all our presents at the same time? Well, those men are special elves representing Santa. They listen to the wishes of all the little kids around the world. They report back to the big boss, old Saint Nick. Oh, Deja said, makes sense. Remember I told you how those Santa Clauses at the mall are his helpers?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Oh, but is that his dad?
Who's dad?
Then, is that his dad?
Who's dad? Oh, probably. The next day was Christmas Eve, and Deja's entire family gathered at her auntie's house, where they had a big feast. She played games with her cousins and danced with her uncles like she did every year, but it was hard to enjoy herself like she used to. She still had so many questions about Santa, and luckily there was lots of people around to ask. Uncle Ronnie, how can Santa live at the North Pole? It's really cold up there, Deja asked. Well, Santa works in the tunnels underground like the subway, where it's much warmer, plus he drinks plenty of hot cocoa. Oh, Deja said, makes sense. It does make sense on the tunnels where it's nice and warm, and all the hot cocoa he'll be drinking. What about when we visit Grandma and Pop in Jamaica? We're in a whole other country. How does he find us there? Oh, that's easy, her auntie Casey said. Your mommy sends him postcards to tell him where we will all be. Oh, Deja said, makes sense. Oh, so I wonder if Mom would do that if you ever go to a different location for Christmas.
I want to go to Walmart for Christmas.
We'll go to Walmart for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Back at home, Deja left milk and cookies for Santa, but her head still swirled with questions. Like, where do other kids put their stockings if they don't have a fireplace? Or how does Santa make it to all their cities in one night? Or has he ever delivered presents to the wrong house like the mailman sometimes does? Doesn't Santa's tummy hurt after eating all the cookies? Everyone leaves him? She asked Mommy. Santa doesn't eat all the cookies, Mama said. He eats some, but as a magic sack he puts the rest in. Santa does eat all the cookies, Mommy said. He eats some, but has a magic sack he puts the rest in so he can share with the elves when he gets back to the North Pole. I even packed them up for him. You mean you met Santa? I told you I met Santa too.
Oh my god. I met Santa at the mall.
That's Santa's helpers came.
Oh. I met
Yep.
Santa at the mall with helpers.
You met with helpers?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, he asked grown-ups to help since he had lots of stops to make in one night. Oh, she said. That gave Deja an idea. After Mommy tucked her into bed, Deja only pretended to go to sleep. Because there was only one person who could answer all her questions, Santa himself. She waited until her mommy was asleep before sneaking out into the living room, but she just couldn't stay awake. I done that before when I was little, trying to stay awake for Santa, but I just fell asleep.
And then
What?
the little kid babies
didn't hear Santa park his sleigh on the roof, or see him come down the steps, or use his magic key to open the door, or even leave out the toys she asked the special elves for. Oh man, Santa's quiet and sneaky.
I know. Dad, you want to know how I know when Santa's here?
How do you know?
Because from the roof.
The roof? All the noise you make or something?
Yeah, but Dad.
Huh.
You remember in California, and like I was like, I want to go to bed.
You were? Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that time. That was funny. Yeah.
I really thought.
I do. I remember that. That was funny. Okay, let's continue with the book.
Okay.
But when she woke up, she found something better than any toy. A special message from Santa, just for her. But letting her know once and for all, magic really does find a way. Santa was real, and he had no problem coming to her city. All right.
I need to hear something. There's also
All right. The end. That was a good book, huh? What do you guys think?
Good.
Magic will always find a way, huh?
Yeah.
The magic of Christmas. If you believe in Santa, go ahead and leave a comment, little kids, if you believe in Santa.
I definitely believe in
She believes in Santa. She believes in Santa. Don't believe he won't show up to your house, all right?
Oh,
He can give you all the presents in the world. But then again, it's never about the presents. It's all about family.
Remember Mommy took a picture of Santa
She did? When was that?
in California in the old house. Grandma's house.
She did?
Yeah, and we lived in there.
Well, Trey Gang, that's going to conclude our story time video. But before we leave, make sure you go subscribe.
Turn notifications,
give
give
this video
a
a big
big
thumbs
thumbs
up.
up, and
Smash that like
button.
button. Next time, Trey Gang. Deuces.